let's talk about some news. This was a news article that, or a piece of news that broke actually last week when we didn't have a show, and it's a movie that I know Lauren just cannot talk enough about.
Jesus
So,
Christ, don't do it.
Halloween Kills is going day and date now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to theaters and it's premiering on the Peacock network on the same day, October 15th. And a lot of talk. A lot of people are upset that this is happening. A lot of people are happy that this is happening. How do you guys and gals interpret this? Because Bloom was very hardcore about this movie getting a theatrical release, and now less than a month before its release, is he throwing in the towel? Are they throwing in the towel? Are they trying to hedge their bets? What say you?
I don't think it bodes well.
You don't think it bodes well?
Well, I mean, the second I heard it was going to be on streaming same day as the theatrical release, I was like, oh, that's not good. I mean, we've been hyping this up, and, you know, we had this whole showdown between Halloween Kills and Carnage. And then, you know, I think Carnage was the one that moved, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So,
But it moved up though.
Okay, earlier in the month.
It moved forward a week, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I heard that and I was like, okay, cool. Sounds like Halloween Kills is ready to go and dominate the box off. Oh, no, it's not. I mean, it probably still will, but I just, you know, I'm really skeptical of it. And I think the fact that it's going to be on Peacock is like, that's the best y'all could do.
Well, it's owned by Universal, isn't it? It's like an NBC it's an NBC thing, right?
It's
owned by
Comcast
Universal.
umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I think there's money behind the reasoning, period. Like point blank, period. Follow the money. There's some kind of deal. There's some kind of money situation, agreement, contract going on. Maybe they were too afraid that it wouldn't do as well as they thought if it was solely in theaters. So people negotiated for different money if they did streaming as well. I don't know, but I feel like follow the money and that'll be the true answer.
I feel like someone just realized that 3 days before their announcement, a major piracy site announced they'd have it on October 1st.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I didn't hear that.
I won't
I
say.
didn't hear that.
I'll share privately, not in a group setting like this, what that site is with anyone who's interested. But
Man.
yeah, it looks like it's game over, basically. So,
So you think that's the main reason why they're doing the day and date?
well, also I think they're going day and date simply because also, I don't know if you guys saw the Variety review or the Time Out review or any of the dozen other mainstream reviews that completely trashed it this week. There was a lot of bad news that came for this movie this week. And again, horror fans are probably going to have a different opinion than the mainstream, but if they want to do the Halloween 2018 numbers, they have to have the mainstream. Right. They have to have the normies to do those numbers. And I think they just realized that those numbers are now out of their reach. So from a corporate standpoint, if they can get subscriptions on the back of it from the hardcore fans, that's probably more valuable because if they can hook people and keep them, that's probably the best bang for their buck with this thing at this point. Also, it's not a terribly expensive movie. They can make this move. But I think they were really hoping for that $180 million box office again that they got a couple years back once they realized it wasn't going to happen. And you got to realize, too, they'll do okay on Halloween night itself with this movie.
Right.
They'll do okay for the weekend it comes out. But especially day and date, there's zero chance its second week does shit.
When I read the headline from whatever the outlet was that called it like a mediocre slasher or whatever, I was like, cool, great, awesome. That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Because I mean, I was not a huge fan of Halloween 2018 that the critics licked up and down. So if the critics are not liking Kills, hell yeah, that sounds good to me.
I think, though, the reason that there was a prejudice against this one has a lot more to do with the sidelining of Jamie Lee Curtis, which is what they revolved their love of the last one about. And, there's 12 minutes of footage of her in this film about, so different world. And that's another problem they're going to have. Like they don't have their marquee star to hold this thing up, because word is going to get out very quickly that she is not the lead and not even the second lead of the film.
Right.
That's going to be a problem for them.
Yeah.
Funny story real quick. I went to last weekend. We went to one of the really big cities near us, and this guy saw my Halloween 3 shirt I was wearing, and he goes, "Oh, dude, I just talked to a guy who was at one of the some premiere. I forgot where it was, somewhere." And he begins to just tell me the entire plot of the movie. He told me the whole thing, and I was just like, "Well, okay, there goes that." And it was way too specific to be made up, and the stuff he was saying about Kyle Richards and the other, I was like, well, hell, I didn't even ask this guy to tell me this, but he straight up told me everything.
Just
But
assaulted you with spoilers.
yeah, it is what it is. The big, like I said on Piz's Patreon stream, the biggest spoiler is there's already another one. So,
Yeah.
But I'm happy about this. I don't care about the money because it doesn't do anything to me personally. Now there are people that can't go to the theater that are high risk still for getting sick and stuff. They can watch it, and that is awesome.
That's me.
So, there you go. God bless you, Susan. I want you to be able to see the movie the very first chance you can. I'm happy. Doesn't bother me at all. So I don't care if people want to go to the theater, see it, or watch it on Peacock. They can do as they want.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's their reasoning as well, is they're going to pick up so many subscribers, even if it's just by default and the fact that people forget to cancel, that sort of thing. I mean, seriously,
That's true.
come on. How many people? I had a Hulu subscription that I thought I paused. I never paused it. I thought I didn't have it anymore. And I'm like, wait, I do. I've been paying for it for a year and a half. So they'll get a lot of people from that as well. They're going to go in hard for the Halloween fan base because it's a big number, and they know they're going to get a bunch of new subscriptions from it. So yeah, sure, that definitely factors into it. And I know there aren't many people like me. Like, I know I've said it like a revolving record, but I feel like I need to put my reasoning out there that I cannot get the, this business because I have almost died twice from previous this businesses with reactions. So I am like a prisoner in my own home. I'm a captive audience. I was like, okay, I'm not going to get to see it for 4 months, whatever. That's
and
life.
now you get to see it.
And now I can, and I'm super, super excited. I literally teared up when I found out. I know that I'm in a very, very small minority, and if I wasn't in my position, maybe I would be like more upset, about that. But I stand by my opinion that I don't think theaters are going to die. I really don't. I think that people want that experience. They want the theatrical experience in the long run. And even if it might take a little bit, they're going to come back. I'm going to come back, even though I'm petrified and I can't do anything right now. As soon as I can, I'll be out there, so that's what I at least hope is the situation.
Yeah.
I'm curious to ask all of you that have been back to the theater, will you see it for the first time at the theater, or is Temptation going to get to you and you're going to watch it right when it goes up on Peacock? I guess like midnight Thursday, or I'm not sure the exact.
These different streaming services, they do these weird rollouts. They don't do them at midnight. We do it at 4 p.m. You know what I mean? Or like we'll do it at 6 a.m. Like they do weird.
Yeah,
rollouts.
or 4 a.m. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I don't understand those rollout times. But I mean, that's a good question. I've asked Jeremy. Jeremy wants the theater experience. He's dead set on the theater experience. So we'll
first time
take that boy to the theater.
We'll see the theater. We'll go to the theater.
Yeah, Piz, I'll say this. I'm sure Dan can back me up on this. Peacock is a big growing streaming service. This is what I think happened. A lot of people had Netflix for The Office. The Office craze in the last 3 or 4 years was insane. Well, what happens? Netflix loses The Office, Peacock comes out, and the initial thing was it was going to be a streaming service just for The Office. Well, eventually you find out that's Peacock. I actually think that the Office love fandom might have started to wear off a little bit by that point, and maybe they weren't getting in the numbers that they wanted from having The Office. Could be wrong. I don't know. I don't have the logistics for that. But not long after that, they acquired WWE Network. Now in America, I think that's well over 1 million subscribers. So then they paid Vince McMahon a lot of money, but then, I would say they inherited 70 to 80, maybe even higher than that. I would say safely 70% of the WWE Network US people, because it was actually cheaper to get Peacock and have the WWE Network. So Peacock is growing. I mean, they're becoming a really big streaming platform. So I actually don't think them getting Halloween Kills is bad at all. I mean, it certainly won't hurt the streaming service whatsoever. And I'm not anti-streaming, so it really, I'll probably see it. I know I'm going to take my mom to see Halloween Kills in the theater, but it'll be cool to actually save myself a little bit of money to watch it, 7 times in 2 weeks, at home on Peacock. So I got no problems with any of this. I really don't. I was at first, but I've really gotten over it. I'm really cool, and I'm glad people like Susan can see it second it comes out.
I don't really want to talk about Halloween Kills a moment more than I have to, so I'm just going to say this. Everyone, if you do go to it, please, please, please buy something at the concession stands, because theaters are in bad trouble because they don't make jack on first weekend ticket sales. They don't. I mean, it's like 85% of the ticket goes back to the distributor. Okay, so 15%. So if you're paying $10, you got to realize that they're making $1.50 off you, right? So if you don't buy something at a concession stand, you're not doing anything to keep that theater alive. You just aren't. So please understand, if you love your theaters, you need to support them where it matters. And I know it sucks buying that $7, $8 large Coke or whatever, but to be honest with you, concessions will either save theaters or they will kill these chains. A lot of these chains are in deep debt right now. They just went a year and a half of a business model that was so contrary to what kept them in business. They survive on volume. They didn't have that for the last year and a half.
Well, and keep in mind too, that $7 Coke is like 2 gallons.
It
Yes.
is. It's actually not as bad a deal as it used to be.
That thing should last you. That thing should last you a while. Don't get ice in it. Iceless. 2 gallons of pure Coke.
Fill it when you leave. Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Piz, do we all know somebody that wore the cargo pants to the movie theater and they just stuffed?
Hell yeah.
I never understood that. I'm always like, the fun is like getting the freshly made popcorn and the big ass icy fountain drink, which is better than anything. When I had friends who would sneak stuff in, I'm like, are you stupid? Like, this is where it's at right now. This is why we're here, for the whole experience. Like, I'm the one, my boyfriend and I have like the big boxes of all the stuff. We just spent $77 at the concession stand because we want to experience it.
Susan, I can imagine if you go to Piz's neck of the wood, or even mine in Louisiana, in a Kentucky or Louisiana movie theater, you see some dude walk in with coveralls or he's got his cargo pants. You sit down and you say, "Dude, is that pulled pork I see?"
I went to the movies one
Somebody
time.
brought pulled pork and some foil.
This woman had one of those big puffer jackets.
Corn on the cob? What?
You guys all know the puffer jackets, right?
Yes.
She had on a big puffer jacket. I had no idea what all she had under that puffer jacket. She goes in and sits down. She literally opens that thing up. She pulls out like a whole bag of chips. She pulls out like, she's got like 2 32-ounce pops in there. She's got candy. It's like a joke all of a sudden. It's like the clowns coming out of the tiny clown car. She just pulling crap out of her puffer jacket,
Be honest, Piz. How often have you smuggled in some?
I
can see, Piz. This is you in the movie theater. You pull out your Coke and you go.
That was my dad. My dad would wait for an explosion and he'd pop his soda. Because he'd wait, literally, just boom.
No.
And I hate it because I do buy concessions every
You
time.
better stop doing that, dudes. I know how you roll.
I used to, not gonna lie, we would stop at like a Rite Aid near the theater and get all the candy. Get the candy, get the drink, stuff them in your pockets, and you just go in there and you go for it. I mean, we smuggled beer in to watch Valentine back in the day. There was we were the only people in the theater, and one of my buddies was like, "I'm gonna go get some beers out of the car," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" So we're sitting in the theater drinking beers, watching Valentine. The only people in the theater.
I love it.
Yeah. Let me give a shout out here real quick. Thank you, the Daily Ghost, for the $10 super chats. Killing idiots on Halloween. Check on.
Yes.
He's gonna. I think he kills about 100 idiots on that night. He's
It's
got a
the
big body
population
count.
of Connecticut he kills. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Didn't they say it will be more kills in Halloween Kills than in the entire rest of the franchise combined? I thought that's what I heard. That there were more.
There's a lot.
that
I think
Myers
that's
had
I think that's an exaggeration.
Oh, is it?
But also, there are more people who die that Michael Myers doesn't kill.
Let's not go there. But I think literally at the end of the movie, you see a guy walk in front of the sign, mark out the population sign, and put like 250. Like the number, he marks it out and just puts 250. That's how the movie ends. Big body.
Dave, I would love to not talk spoilers. I'd love to not talk Halloween Kills.
But thank you, Daily Ghost. Appreciate that, man. Very kind of you. Well, and I don't think I don't think the fact that there's a lot of kills in the movie a spoiler. If you've seen the trailers, you've seen 20 kills at least, something like that. So I mean,
The title might have been a spoiler on that.
Possibly.
I heard he makes a bunch of people watch like a commercial in the film, and that's why there's a big. But never mind.
That is way more creative than anything you're going to see on that screen.
He makes them all watch a commercial in the film. That's how they have a really big
giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That would be a good way to kill somebody. He sets them down in front of the TV. The jingle comes on and their head just explodes. That'd be great.
The irony is he looks on the back of his mask and there's a tag. Oh, shit.
Oh. and then he turns
This
around.
was a bad idea.
And now it all ties in together. Now
Yes.
Halloween 3 finally ties in.
He turns around and there stands Colonel Cochran. And then he
Colonel Cochran is the real Man in Black.
Yes, then he reveals the mark of thorn on his wrist. We
Let's
tie it all
do-
in.
And Danielle Harris comes out and slaps a producer.
Buddy Kupfer has to be in here somewhere.
It just becomes the biggest fan service wonk ever.
She kills Colonel Cochran with her emancipation papers.
Awesome.
Chokes him to death with those emancipation papers. Yes.
Yeah.
While Rick Rosenthal shoots with a home video camera.
While Busta Rhymes, does the robot in the background.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm 100% honestly for Busta Rhymes coming back if it stops this nonsense.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Just let him say one line, and you know what line I'm saying.
Have him and LL Cool J come back in their respective roles.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, Cool J, come on,
I like that.
Oh, Cool J's here.
Hell, I want that.
love LL Cool J.
I want that movie without Michael Myers. Just the two of them just hanging out in a bar.
That's your new
Creating
buddy
war
cop movie right
stories.
there.
Yeah, they're both all fucked up from the previous movies.
I mean, at least, what if I wish LL almost would have been in Resurrection? That way, at the end of the movie, it would have been, "My mama said knock you out."
Yes.
Radio.
We got to stop this. We're writing the next trilogy.
And doing a better job than the current one.
I'm gonna knock you out.
They run into each other at a bar. Hey, oh my God, remember that time Michael Myers tried to kill us? Yeah, okay.
And Coolio shows up and he's like, "Yeah, if they had just made one more."
Coolio.
I know Coolio could be like, "Hey, I was in Dracula 3000."
Better film than Resurrection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on from Halloween Kills Day and Date. It's happening, whether you like it or not. I don't know. We'll see. I still think it's going to do pretty well at the box office. I think Peacock numbers will increase, but I think that the Pirates will have an absolute field day. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Subscribe to the Region Free YouTube channel and also check out the Patreon to get exclusive content and become a Regionaire.